pretty decent mix here.
Okay, and here we jump into 8-player FFA, and it seems like 1 Saracen, 2 Saracens, like 3 Celts, 3 Burmese players. That's what we are going for. And look at that, Tanks is instantly going for the center, and he wants to get some control, instantly going for the walls. Hallelujah.
Oh yeah, with your the new mod with the resource trickle, like I was just testing that in like a single player game, and between that and watching the earlier qualifiers, that is a crazy amount of resources, especially in the early games. So you see action right away.
Oh, look at that. 4 scouts already going towards the center. It's still, well, green is controlling this one. Should Tanks continue to wall this, or should he try to go for the kill first?
Well, it's a pretty big risk. Not sure if it's going to pay off because nobody still has the monument. Well, now Tanks just got a pack.
Okay, 530 years for him to go. Scouts both at 42 HP. He's at 39 at the moment. He's behind in villagers, but that's mainly because he also just loomed. And he had a pretty short distance. For everyone who doesn't know this map, we're playing on Chaos Pit. So very flat land, everyone is close together. And you need to shop yourself out to get access to any gold or stone in the center. So at the moment, Tanks will have a huge advantage here, going for that so early on, because no one will have gold and stone, and they will take some time to really pressure against him.
Yeah, now that Tanks has sort of secured the center area, I mean, you're right with the gold and stone generation, because he could even just start throwing down towers once he hits the feudal age. Maybe just delete a palisade wall or something and start really just securing that center area while you sort of have the gold and stone advantage.
Yeah, people are asking, why is there no Hippo? The thing is, the wonders are randomly spawning from the civilizations, and the mod is told that we only have AOC wonders with us here. So this is a Warlord Kingdoms wonder, or one of the Rise of Raja expansions, so the Hippo mod doesn't work for that one, but you can still see some wolves if there were any, but not really.
Yeah,
okay, Tanks.
Italian wonder, I believe.
Okay. I don't even know that, no. Okay, so how big is this advantage for Tanks now? What do you think?
Well, if you're on his like POV, you can already see he's almost at 400 stone right now. That is a massive advantage, and it's going to help just get his feudal time going. And I think it's like what, having the equivalent of like 4 Fatorias or something like that.
Roughly, and you don't have to give up for 80 pop.
You're cutting out on Discord for some reason.
That's weird. Okay, I'm trying to get closer to the microphone then, and well, should I maybe just reconnect?
I don't think it's on my end, but I don't know if this is a problem you've been having or
not really. Let's see you soonish. Okay, going to reconnect into Discord, guys. Sorry for that. Which Civ wonder is this? Apparently Italian, that's what he said. And we are trying to get back into this, and I hope it's a bit better now.
Yep, you sound fine on my end.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Kill Tanks. No, please. And he has this completely walled. Yeah. He has 1 villager inside. He can always wall and repair.
Yeah, I mean, until some heavy hitting units come out, or I guess a ranged unit. Yeah, Tanks is going to be fine, but I still think this is easily worth it for Tanks in the early game, just with all of the free resources he's getting. He can almost afford a castle at this point.
And he controls it more than 4 minutes already, so quite some resources. So roughly 1k resources already gained just due to having that one idle villager there stuck. Has to be a good start for him, and he is leading in score as well.
Yeah, it's pretty good for him. You know, he's still maintaining his macro at home, gathering all of these deer, and everyone is already chopping so they can escape the Chaos Pit. Kind of interesting for this map, I feel, because obviously the monument, like the action is in the center, but people are going to be wanting to spread out to the edges of the map to get all the resources. So we'll kind of see how like the fights develop.
Yeah, so true. And yeah, you need to go outside to get a lot of gold on your own. So at the moment, Tanks is the only one who can really defend this as well. And simply having so much gold, I believe this could be one of the best maps to go for the strategy.
Yeah, definitely. Just because obviously no one has any sort of gold or stone income right now. I guess you could be getting some stone, and actually the max is now taking stone, but
Oh, the
already,
max is in teal. That's confusing
yeah.
to me. The max
This
is gray. Okay.
this I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
Leastercont's purple. Like some
Yeah.
things are as they should be.
Okay. But isn't Plaskis normally purple as well?
Oh, that's true.
Oh, so confusing.
Okay, nobody's green, and nobody always picks green whenever I play against him, so that's all good.
Okay. So what should Tank's next step be here? He will go up pretty quickly. He has enough resources. He can easily go onto a Ramba here. I think he even built too many villagers, if you ask me. I
Yeah,
think he
I
will
think
look at his resources. Hallelujah.
he underestimates the power of the monument trickle, because he could be going for like definitely an even faster castle age, and once you start getting those incredibly deadly Arambai out, they can really start just to secure the middle of his map and even start protecting his resources and harass his opponents.
That's weird. And what are the other players going for? Well, we have a lot of Burmese, Celt action, some Saracens, so I believe in the long run, yeah, everyone will go for their classic compositions. No tricking around, I would say. Celts will be the most gold efficient ones of all of those.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and Celt certainly, between all these civs, can operate without too much gold, going for the Halberdier plus Siege combo. Obviously, you only have to put the gold in for the Siege, but we're actually seeing Duresser start to make some archers outside of Tank's woodline here.
Oh, and how fast was he chopping out? Look at that, the Max is trying to wall off. Oh, this is tricky.
Yeah, this is interesting. Obviously, with the Celt woodcutting bonus, you can get out fairly quickly. So Duresser
Yeah.
taking advantage of that, but obviously defensive tower just coming in here for tanks. He's got the stone. He doesn't have to worry about
Yeah.
that.
And another advantage, he built his lumber camp one tile away, which actually allows you to cut out earlier than if you build it directly at it. So that's kind of a knowledge there that really helped him as well. Some engagements of Zoxy now towards our buddy here. Kind of interesting. Buddy absolutely not prepared for that.
Yeah, just seems like a pretty normal-ish scout rush, and Buddy hasn't even completed his barracks yet, so he's definitely going to be losing a few villagers here. Looks like lost 3 already.
Well, one scout, two
Oh, yeah,
villagers as it seems. Maybe one spearman, I don't really know what that body that is. And we'll lose another one even.
See, I was right eventually.
Okay, no market out of him. People will now heavily use the market. So the later you build yours, the worse the exchange rates are coming for you.
That's why I was thinking Saracens might be a good pick here. Like if I were competing in this qualifier, I'd probably pick Saracens just because you have that sort of cushion of the good market exchange rates in a situation where you don't have much gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also Mamelukes.
Mamelukes. Well, they are solid, but not super good against Celts, and well, they're wrecking Burmese, so.
Yeah, I remember I was casting a 2v2 between like the Finns and SY, and Veles just absolutely slaughtered everything the Burmese player, I think it was VV, threw at him just with Mameluke plus SO. It was pretty incredible just watching all of the battle elephants just get massacred by the scimitars being flung at them.
Yeah, well, Mamelukes are a funny unit for sure. And Tank's now going for castle in the center. Nobody was acting that, but well, actually no one on the map really has any army, so that's not too important.
Yeah, I think it's going to be players trying to expand out of their center pit area and just try to secure some resources so they can go into the late game. but it's going to be a uphill battle if no one can sort of unseat tanks, and he just gets monument control for even longer.
I think he will kind of keep monument control till, I might think, even under 100 years. No one is contesting it at the moment. No one is really going for it. And why would they? They know, okay, my eco cannot be that much better to compensate the 12 villagers advantage that he has all this time. I believe all players will kind of boom now. And later on, they will contest tanks, probably all together.
Yeah, I think that would be the most likely course of action. We do see Duresser just trying to run around with a few archers, but other than that, it seems like everyone's pretty comfortable booming.
Nobody 41 doing a bad job of cutting out there. So his buddy. One did diagonal, the other one did spread all his villagers. Normally you just try to focus down. The Escher was like out there like 10 minutes earlier. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's a pretty nice advantage, just being able to actually start gathering gold. Pretty nice. But we do see a castle from nobody here, trying to guard his starting town center. So I guess eventually he'll get out and he'll be pretty safe at home.
Let me do the math, honestly. Like, he has the monument for roughly 20 minutes now. That's 1.2, that's roughly 5k resources.
Yeah, that's insane. He's already like 300 score ahead of the next closest player, just to demonstrate what a huge difference that is.
Yeah.
Also, he has the largest military by far, and that military is a Rambai, so that's like counts as at least 5 units from any other civ.
Well, probably. Now the question is, what should he really do with this Rambai?
Okay.
Go ahead.
I would say just harass the enemy villagers. You can kind of treat Arambai like conquistadors in the Castle Age, but it's actually sending out 4 rams, it looks like towards the Max's base.
Well, the Max probably is kind of the strongest player here, and someone you really need to fear. But still, don't you weaken yourself too much trying to go for a Castle Age attack against the guy?
I mean, not if you have the Wonder Monument in the middle. I mean, is it really that much of an investment to go for this Castle Age attack if you're Teutonic tanks?
I think so, yeah. The other option is to just add 1 to TCs.
Well, he is on 2 town centers, I believe. And I think the Max is going to be a player you're going to want to attack early. I mean, you see this guy in pocket in team games all the time. You see what he can do if he has, like, a massive boom going for him. So I think actually attacking specifically the Max might be the best idea in the long run for tanks here.
Okay, potentially.
He also has the second highest villager count, so it's not like he's too far behind in economy.
Yeah, that's true. If he just went to the other side, for example, he could have deleted or destroyed the TC of blue before even reaching Castle Age.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just tanks making the, I guess, decision that, okay, Duresser, he's like 1700, and the Max is like 2k5, so go for the stronger player first with the advantage you have in the early game.
Yeah, okay, I can see that for sure. Oh, but now losing a lot of Rambis here.
That's the Mornlu micro if I've ever seen it.
Well, I thought the only micro is just to spam a Rambai towards the center.
Yeah. But still, nobody's just even trying to take control of the monument. Like, if Soxy just like made a mangonel and just sent in like a few scouts or something, he could just take control of the monument at least for a little bit.
Oh, but is that worth it? If you know that he's having a castle there and nobody 41 axed that before.
I just feel like this could snowball out of control pretty quickly.
Well, it's not getting stronger, the monument. I believe at the start it's like super strong, but in the end it's only 12 villages. So he's not like massively ahead.
I mean, obviously these, sort of scales back as far as the game goes, but if, you're at in the 60, 70 villager range, an additional 12 villagers is certainly not anything to laugh at.
Yeah. Okay, let's see how people are approaching this from here on. Dracont is just booming, plays this very defensively, completely ignores the center, and well, as we said several times, he is a guy we need to take a good look at. He takes those games super seriously, very important tournament for him. He loves those settings and has been successful in the past, winning qualifiers there, and well, we will see. And what else we see is that blue is going for some attack.
Yeah, we've seen Durester be very aggressive this entire game, and it's just trying to whittle away at the edges of Teutonic tank space, but so long as these Arambai don't get totally wrecked by the Mangonel, probably going to be fine. Yeah.
Opa. And he gets the kill. No worries.
Definitely, as you were saying earlier, Dracon's already almost at 100 villagers. He's on, I think, 5 town centers. Celt's obviously one of the stronger booming civilizations, and if anyone's going to compete with tanks, I think, at this point, it would be Dracon, once he gets his war machine up and running.
Yeah, I think, honestly, Burmese, are they really that efficient against Mass, Ram, SO, Halberdier?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I don't think so. It depends how good the Arambai are at just chunking down the halberdiers before they can do all that damage to their elephants in the front. But with the SOs, or maybe even Scorpions to help back that up, I think Celts might be one of the better civilizations at dealing with the Burmese late game.
Yeah, probably. What does the last number in the score say? Population. Overall population. That's it. Another castle on the outside here wants to get some more gold control. That might be the first gold he is shopping, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's so weird. That shows you the power. He went mass ram by ram attack and didn't get any gold yet.
Who needs gold when you have just gold trickle from the beginning of the game? Now he's even getting a town center, so he's definitely expanding out to the edges of the map here.
Yeah, he absolutely needs to. And Dracont is saying, oh, go to the middle, I can't break that. You're kind of trying to lure people into attacking unnecessarily early? Something like that.
Maybe, but we're still at 170-something years, so I don't think people need to be too worried just yet. We actually see Soxy throwing down a ton of siege workshops right now, and he's on quite the villager count himself, so you might see a push from him fairly soon.
Oh, okay. Huh.
You know, Soxy's, he needs his revenge from losing all of those games in a row.
Ooh. And Tank's just throwing lots of his Arambai, and soon he's losing the score lead to Dracont, who just clicked up to him, so 200 more points, and Klavsk is now moving in. But going back. Don't really want to fight under the castle, but he could still get the control of that area quite easily.
Yeah, Klavsk has been pretty quiet this game, so just now moving in with his own Arambai, and there's only a couple spearmen, so he will take control of the monument in just a second.
But he's investing a lot there.
I guess so long as the Arambai can stay out of range of the castle, and since Tanks doesn't have any of the fletching upgrades or anything, yeah, Klavskis can take control of the monument at this point. But like you were saying earlier, it's definitely less valuable now than it was 20 minutes ago, but I mean, it's still nice.
What does he really have? He's at 103 villagers, has 4 TCs running for himself, even got 2 relics. Dracont got 1, the Max got 1, and we have 1 neutral one at the top. Close to nobody, 41, who is having some engagement here with Buddy.
Yeah, interesting that these players are all really just trying to fight at the edges of the map now, and we're kind of getting there in terms of the monument time. We're getting close to 100 years.
Oh, oh friendly right-hand side, green and blue, both
Yeah.
going on gold. And blue actually saying peace and going back. Interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like these players should at least start thinking about getting to the middle of the map.
Take a look at Soski. You mentioned his mass amount of siege workshops, and he is really going for quite a bit. Now for the Ornage attack, Drakon is chasing with some pikemen. Very little upgrades yet. +1 defense on the way, Harbinger on the way, but not much more yet.
A lot of barracks coming down here for Drakon as well, so he knows what he wants to do. It's going to be that Halberdier spam. Probably figuring that all of the Burmese players are going for Arambai or potentially Elephants later on, and the pikemen / Halberdiers do pretty decently against those in mass, so I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think Harbinger is such a good unit. Cost efficient wise, gold efficient wise as well. That should really be good for him. And Nobody 41 actually doing quite some damage against Buddy here, who took last spot there when it comes to score. And, well, he's having some troubles. Left-hand side, Soski is waiting for him. Right-hand side, oh, he's getting pushed. Well, he's trying to get some defense with Monks, though.
Yeah, I think in these sorts of King of the Hill situations, it's not a bad idea to sort of at least take out one of your neighbors just to get access to their gold and stone resources. That's what I did in my own game, just to sort of ensure that you have the resources to pump enough units out in an extended fight in the middle. There's 100 years right there, so...
Okay, time to spend nearly years. I completely missed that. Nice. Okay, and that's a lot of seeds from Soxy.
That's a lot of units right there, and those Arambai could be very dead if they're not careful.
But that's no protection, right? A single scout to kill on that.
One hero scout to destroy them all.
Ah, something like that. And now he's... I don't... Ah, okay. He needs still siege workshops. Yeah, I think so as well.
We don't have a single castle from Soxy, so no Mameluke production possible at all as of yet. He's just going pure siege.
Didn't even go onto stone at all.
I'd say this is a questionable decision at best. You're just gonna get overrun by pikemen. Or
That's so
halberdiers.
weird. Yeah, by like anything.
Literally a unit.
Yeah, something like that.
Multiplied by 50. Oh, but rip
he's
Buddy.
going for Buddy now. Oh, that will be costly.
Yeah, he's not having the greatest of time right now. You got nobody attacking him in the north. You've got Soxy attacking him in the south. But Klavsky's is still controlling the monument.
Yeah,
No
for
one's
solid 100 years now.
Yeah.
Well, he can easily get cleared up. He cannot run to the south. He doesn't really have anything to SO in the north. And, well, Soxy, he has actually no real army here. But Buddy has even less. So he's getting completely destroyed. And he's not reacting at all.
An army of siege might be questionable, but it's better than an army of 5 monks. If you converted units.
Oh, man. That's so weird. Glasses, he has to have a good boom. Look at what he's getting to the middle.
Yeah. I'm honestly kind of questioning. We're getting close to 50 years now. And now we're starting to see Klavsky starting to reinforce his position in the middle of the map. And if I recall correctly, Klavsky's did win his qualifier in the last King of the Hippo. So he definitely is experienced at winning these sorts of games.
Yeah, I think he took Portuguese in the finals, right?
Oh, yeah, he did. And then
And went
he
for
just
4
never
Victorias.
Yeah. And then I
Okay,
just attacked the guy
50 years.
next to me, and then Tato won.
Well, that happened. New chances this time. Dracons now needs to push in slowly towards the center.
Yeah, I'm worried Drakon might have started his stream of units a little too late, because Klavsky's has 77 military right now, and it's all kind of being focused in the center. Though it is notable that the Arambai do not have the elite upgrade, so they're not exactly as powerful as they could be.
Yeah, not having the +1 defense as well. He's not really trying to go for them. He's more focusing on the elephants, but they aren't completely upgraded either. Now we see the first Vote Riders very heavily under upgraded coming around as well. We are down to 32 years, but this should get cleared up, right?
Yeah, I feel like if everyone just makes sure they focus the Arambai mass, I think the Halberdier should be able to clean them up relatively easily. Though I think the barracks are kind of far away for Drakant. I think the barracks could be a bit closer to the center, because the Halberdiers are really slow to trickle in. But now with the Max coming in the south, oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the Max indeed. We see some Mamelukes, but they're not really focusing. Where orange is missing, blue is missing. 20 years. I believe the Rambai, well, they need to start firing some, right? They cannot only run.
Yeah, again, they should be cleaned up, with should being the operative word there. Okay, yeah, now they're getting surrounded by these Halberdiers and they're all gonna fall.
Elephants, 14 years. You need some more rams, if you ask me. Rambis are running again. Now they're fighting each other. They're not fighting Klevskis. 10 years left only.
Oh, he just so hit. There are, I believe, 3 Arambai left?
Still some. He's running around. Some elephants, he's sending them in. 6 years, and he's sending in quite a bit. We see the Max is trying to cut this off. This could actually work out for Klevskis.
This is over. I think this is over.
4 years. GG, well played. We have one more elephant. 3 years. He needs to run.
There's one elephant.
How about you need to? And he's sending in another one. This is Klevskis. 1 year will he die? And oh, he won it.
Oh my god.
6 years. The shortest game of them all.
Man,
not a single switch. Oh, people
I was saying
not
they were
taking
too late
care.
to go in.
Yeah. Lots of mistakes were made here. The Max didn't really go in with a perfect attack. We had Blue not really focusing down. Nobody 41 not going for the center at all. Soksky is just trying to swipe out Teal. Well, congratulations, you achieved that. But Klevskis being score number 5, actually winning this one. And that elephant didn't have a lot of HP left.
No, wow, that was definitely real close at the end, though. It was like 5 more years. All the units from Klevskis would be dead.
Yeah, obviously. That's how it happens most of the time. Obviously, now the blaming game begins. Like,
yeah.
I told you, you need to go in. No, you need to go in. Why? I was fighting here. He was attacking me there.
Oh, Drakant. Classic Drakant.
Klevskis. Most kills, most losses. But in the end, that's all absolutely unimportant. It all comes down who has the W in the end. And tank strategy, did it pay off or not?
I feel like tanks definitely had the right approach. I think it was just a matter of nobody actually attacking Klevskis until it was too late. I think that's kind of on everybody.
Maybe. He was also chilling this out from like 150 years down, right? So he had quite a lot of resources in addition to that.
Yeah, I mean, 12 villagers might not be that much at that point in the game, but I guess like in this situation, 3 of those villagers are on gold and stone, which are 2 pretty important resources in the late game.
Yeah. Poof. Okay, then that was Klevskis winning.